From one Blue Jays way in Toronto, welcome to Rogers Center. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And today's starter, Kevin Gausman. Base runners are tough to come by with him out there, Chris.
Yeah, this guy's been real stingy, man, not allowing guys to play the game, just keeping them at home plate. I mean, just ridiculous sub-1 whip. I mean, he's dominating hitters, and a guy like this on the mound, one of the elite starters in the game right now.
And we're off and rolling in Toronto.
First pitch, 7:07.
Bunting for a hit,
nope.
And it
Foul
goes
ball.
just foul.
Ball.
That one just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Gets a piece and stays alive.
Nope.
3-2 now.
Outside.
Swing and he breaks his bat. But foul. Three-two. Swing and a ground ball.
Foul.
And that's just foul. Three-two on the way. Battling here as he fouls it away. Payoff pitch. And that one hammered way back there. It's got a chance. He won't get there. That should be extra bases. Safely into third with a leadoff triple.
But when you see that many pitches in an at-bat, your chances of succeeding go up. And right there, we see the result.
Runner at third, nobody out. Junior Caminero next to hit for the Rays.
Nope.
And the 1-0. Base hit into center field. Run scores easily, and it's 1-0.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
No outs, runner at first. Now it's the second baseman, Ben Williamson. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Safe at second with a stolen base. Just getting started here in Toronto. In the air to left center. Brings it in. And there's one away. All right, let's take a look at the Rays lineup. And Singy, I'm a bit surprised to see this many righties in a lineup against a right-hander.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Boog. I'm a bit surprised as well. And, you know, some hitters work well against same-handed pitching. You know, just back in 2024, Bobby Witt Jr., Vlad Guerrero Jr., and Aaron Judge all had higher batting averages against righties than they did against lefties. So maybe they got a plan after all.
Line drive, base hit. Headed for the plate. Here comes the throw. He's safe, and they take a 2-run lead.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
1 down. Now up for Tampa Bay, Ryan Vilade. Hey! And the 0-1. Ripped into right center. Should be extra bases. Coming home. He'll score easily, and they take a 3-run lead.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
One out, runner at second. Cedric Mullins next to hit for the Rays. And it's fouled away. Vilade leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Check swing, no appeal. Ball 1.
That's big right there, being able to check your swing. Think about the count swing. Instead of 0-2, he's sitting 1-1 against a really good arm.
1-1 now. And there's a foul ball.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
Man at second. Wild pitch. Catcher gets a piece. Tosses to first. Quick recovery from the misplay pays off for the out. Chris, he looks locked in on reaching a milestone we know has been coming up for him.
Yeah, Boog, 2 to go, and he'll move up into a new echelon for career Ks. Pretty special when you get to watch a pitcher have a moment like that.
Now here is Johnny DeLuca. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. In to score from third. It's an RBI single. It's 4-zip. So a man at first. So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Nick Fortes. Gosman keeping an eye on him.
Well, they've been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out, get as much as you can, give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one. Well, it's not the inning he was planning on to begin this start, but you've got to find a way to shake things off and give your team some length and put up some zeros.
Runner on the go. Pitch outside. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. When a guy like this gets on first, you know he's going to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Nice job to get into scoring position. The defense probably knew it was coming, but they just couldn't do anything to stop it. Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
Man on second, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ends the inning after they racked up a bunch of runs. They get 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and leave 1. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Rays 4 and the Jays nothing. It's an AL East matchup. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And starting on the mound for the Rays, Drew Rasmussen. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Siggy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today.
Inside corner for a strike. 0-2 now. Struck him out looking. Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball at the knees. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. Singy, the numbers tell us this is an offense designed to swing it. They're not going to force a ton of action on the bases. And so obviously that is one of the focal points that we'll look at.
And you look at the quality of the at-bats because of the fact that the legs aren't a part of this game. They have to be very selective, look for long pitch counts, grinding out at-bats, and really barrels to the baseball because it's a lot easier to jog around the bases than for these players to sprint.
High fly ball down the left field line. That one back there, gone. He dunks it off the foul pole. A solo shot. And they cut into the lead. It's 4-1.
Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. And that one is downstairs. And that's ball one.
Part of the order coming through now, and with one home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
On the ground, right side, Williamson throws to first in time, and there are 2 outs.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. Hit on the ground to short, Walls. Sends it to first, and that is that. Toronto picks up 1 on this homer. It's now 4-1. Back here at Rogers Center, and stepping in for the Rays, Taylor Walls.
Ball.
Singy wasn't very sharp in the first, got hit around a little bit, just wasn't able to locate particularly well. A lot of stuff at the fat part of the plate.
Yeah, Boog, he wasn't fooling anyone. It's a tough place to be because it's not always obvious what adjustments need to be made. Sometimes it's location, sometimes it's being too predictable. Sometimes you're tipping your pitches. He's going to need to figure it out quickly, though.
And after review, it was a ball. Good eye. So they've still got both their challenges. On the ground, right side. 1 out in the second.
Up next for Tampa Bay, left fielder Chandler Simpson.
Here's the Rays leadoff hitter, Chandler Simpson. Ripped a triple to open up the ballgame.
If there's nobody on in front of him, you know, a single for him many times is a double. This guy is off to the races, ready to steal a bag when he's on first base.
Ball, that's in.
Gary Simmons, our plate umpire today, sort of has a reputation as a pitcher's umpire.
Yeah, a little bit of a wider zone than most, I'd say. And a wide zone can be tough to deal with as a hitter because you have to start expanding what you're looking for, covering both sides. And with the stuff pitchers have today, you're just not going to have a lot of success.
Sosa, he'll do it himself. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
Up next for Tampa Bay, third baseman Junior Caminero.
2 down, base is empty. Now the number 2 hitter, Junior Caminero, singled and drove in a run his first time through.
Inside, ball 1.
This one in the air, right field. And it drops in. And with the inning still alive, here comes the heart of the order.
Up next for Tampa Bay,
Ben Williamson next to hit for the Rays. Fly to left his first time. Pitch misses there. Ball one. Caminero, the runner at first with two gone.
Ball.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
That clips a corner. And they'll do it again. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 2-2. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that's a strikeout looking. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. We head to the bottom of the second, and now for the Jays, Jesus Sanchez.
Jesus Sanchez.
Ball. That's outside.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
Here's a 1-1.
Oh, that's off the plate. Ball two.
Swing and a pop-up. One away.
Batting sixth, first baseman, Sosa.
And here is Sosa to the plate. Right through there for a strike.
That's a ball.
And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
That's ball two.
In the air, left field. Simpson settles underneath it. And there's two down.
Good pitch. He just kind of had him out in front on that pitch away and wasn't able to stay closed.
Shortstop.
Here's Andres Jimenez.
Ball one.
On the corner for a strike. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. .99 miles per hour to finish him off. Down in order go the Blue Jays. And they trail it 4-1. All set for the start of the inning. At the plate now for the Rays is the DH, Yandy Diaz.
Well, these Rays showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. Pitch count is pretty high, and they've plated 4 runs already, so I think it's safe to say their game plan is working out pretty well right now.
The 1-1. That clips the corner.
So they forced the starter to put in a lot of work, and they've been able to get to him for some runs. And hopefully that bullpen phone is working today.
Nope. That just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Two. And that's
Ball
downstairs and outside.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. This one in the air, right field. Fair ball. So he ends up with a hit after seeing a lot of pitches. That was a good at bat.
Up next for Tampa Bay.
Tough game for him so far, Boog. Another hit, and they've just been knocking him around through the first 2+. He's got to get things back on track. Maybe junk a pitch that isn't working, or he might not last much longer.
Now it's Ryan Vilade. And that is out of play. Oh, 1 down. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts.
That was a well-executed slider away for the strikeout right there. First 2 pitches filled up the zone and got him ahead 0-2 in the count. And at that point, you can start expanding the zone as a pitcher. He made him chase and got the quick strikeout.
1 out man at first. And now the center fielder, Cedric Mullins. 0 for 1 so far. Fastball for a strike at 95. Next offering is fouled back. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. The 0-2.
Ball, that's out.
Man at first, 1 away.
Ball
Really
2.
good take, especially with 2 strikes.
This one in the air, center field. Varsho settles under it. Brings it in.
Up next for
And
Tampa
here's a
Bay,
look at how
right
he's
fielder
using his
Johnny
pitches in this one.
DeLuca.
Well, he's known for that 4-seamer, Boog, and we've seen plenty of it from him today. You don't throw one pitch this much without having plenty of confidence in it. But he hasn't had the smoothest sailing, so he may want to switch things up a bit.
DeLuca in the box here and fouls it off for strike 1.
Ball, that's inside.
Diaz off of first with 2 away.
Ball, that's upstairs.
And that one clips the corner. On the ground, Okamoto fires over to first. 3rd out. 1 left for Tampa, but they lead it 4-1. Set for the bottom of the third, and now for the Jays, Miles Straw. Tapper back to the mound. And safe. Bang, bang play, but speed wins on a great effort there.
It was a healthy cut, but the same can't be said for the contact. He got just enough of the ball to put it in play, and that's all he needed. Tough play for the defense on what was kind of a swinging bunt.
So up next for Toronto, Tyler Heineman. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. Heineman hitting ninth in today's lineup, and he was drafted in the 8th round back in 2012. Quick toss to first. Straw dives back in safely. The 0-1. Ground ball to the right side. The lead over to second. A sensational double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Base is empty after the double play. Ernie Clement digs in now. Struck out looking his first time. And that one fouled off. Two down, nobody on.
Ball.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Foul ball.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, guys aren't touching it.
And it remains 2-2.
Well, he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create just a little bit of illusion at the end.
Payoff pitch. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Ninth pitch of the at-bat due next. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
Quite the matchup we're seeing here. 6 foul balls in this at-bat alone. Really making him work out there.
Ground ball right side, and foul ball. About to see the 11th pitch of the at-bat here. And he put up quite the battle on the way to the walk. It took 11 pitches.
Almost a coin flip for the umpire in that call, but most umpires just don't want to give pitchers a break up in the zone like that.
So 2 down, and now it's Dalton Varsho. 1 for 1 so far today with a solo homer in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch. Runner on the go. There's the ball. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
No, he had that base stolen as soon as he broke for second. Such a huge lead. The pitcher's got to find a way to help out his catcher, especially if he doesn't have a great throwing arm. Step off the rubber, shrink that lead, somehow create a little bit more time, or maybe you can prevent that stolen base.
Man at second. In for a strike. Going to count 1 and 2.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
The 2-2 now. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Man on second, 2 down. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. That one almost got him. Good battle here, about to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at-bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
First and second, 2 outs. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a foul out of play.
2 walks in the inning already, and he just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Man, I'm pretty impressed out there on the mound right now. I mean, these are tough spots where pitchers really got to bear down. Those last 2 pitches were well executed. Good location, good take. Sometimes you want the hitter to prove he can lay off that pitch.
Stays alive. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Well, he's having a tough time getting a pitch by him. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Got him swinging for the K. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Blue Jays leave a pair, and this is still a 4-1 ball game. On to the 4th, and now the catcher for the Rays, Nick Fortes.
Well, he hasn't quite settled in out there. 4 runs in 3 innings. He's going to have some quick 1, 2, 3 innings to pitch deep into this ball game.
The 1-0. Swing and a foul straight back. The 1-2.
Ball, that's upstairs.
He goes down looking.
Up next for Tampa Bay, shortstop Taylor Walls.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Taylor Walls grounded out his first time. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left. The 0-1. He swings and fouls one off. The 0-2.
Ball 1.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. One and 2 now. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
So the Rays batting order turns over, and now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Chandler Simpson. 1 for 2 in the game. He tripled and scored in the first. Some early action out there in the bullpen. Mason Fluharty, the young lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Mantiply getting loose as well. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. And that'll do it. Rays held in check here as they hold on to a 4-1 lead. Bottom of the fourth, and now for the Jays, Kazuma Okamoto. Rasmussen back to work.
Hey! Ball.
No question about this one. It's out of here. He sends one out the opposite way, and they cut into the deficit. It's 4-2.
That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
So digging in, Jesus Sanchez. He popped out his first time. Out towards right center field. DeLuca on the move. He's got it. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
First baseman, Lenny Sosa.
So up next, Lenny Sosa. Fly to left his first time.
All one.
You have to be creative pitching against bad ball hitters. You got to add some velocity, subtract at times. Just avoiding the heart of the plate isn't always going to be enough. Guys like this can hurt you with pitches you wouldn't expect him to swing at.
That's out number 2.
Up next for the Blue Jays, shortstop
Andres Jimenez. Next up for the Blue Jays. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Two down, base is empty, but 1 run across. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Fouled off left side. Gets a piece and stays alive. Next offering misses. Ball 1. See ya! Strikes him out for the second time today. The Jays get one back on this homer. It's now 4-2. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show.
Now pitching.
We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the fifth. Mason Fluharty.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Stepping in, Junior Caminero. He has, as they like to say,
Let me guess, Boo. Light tower power?
that's right.
Well, these
That's a ball.
Rays putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get
That's
to the
ball
starter
two.
early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
Hey!
That one the other way,
No,
and
that's
it
foul.
goes just foul. Got him. One gone here.
Well, that's a blue zone right there, or the cold zone on the hitting chart. Just doesn't have much success in that part of the strike zone. And a really good job of the pitcher executing. Try to go there as often as you can. The numbers are in your favor.
Williamson batting with one down, takes a strike.
There it was. 0-0. Here it is. Hit it. He gets a take. Gets ahead in the count.
Fought off foul. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Line drive, and it stays fair. So a man aboard now with one away.
Up next for Tampa
Yandy
Bay,
Diaz
the
now.
designated hitter, Yandy Diaz.
Runner on the move. And that one fouled off. Oh, 1 now. Swings and sends a rocket to right. Reaching for it. Makes the catch.
Up next for Tampa Bay, first baseman Ryan Vilade.
Now up for Tampa Bay, Ryan Vilade. Step off throw to first.
No, he's in there.
And he's back in safely.
Hey!
Vilade wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball. And that one did miss, and the strike is overturned. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. The 1-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. On the ground to third. That ends the frame. The Rays strand just the one as they can't add to their 4-2 lead. We head to the bottom of the fifth. And now for the Jays, Miles Straw.
Well, these Blue Jays, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Fouled off. He was late.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going.
Ball.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the leadoff hitter retired in the fifth.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those, more margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Home half of the fifth inning, moving along, 2 quick outs.
Up next for the Blue Jays, second baseman, Ernie.
Here's the second baseman, Ernie Clement. He's 0 for 1.
Ball 1.
Two down, nobody on.
Aye. Nope, that's a ball.
And that one hit to first, but that rolls foul. On the ground to short, Walls. Over to first, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays, still down by a count of 4-2. Back now in Toronto. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Out of the bullpen for the Jays, Joe Mantiply. This southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. And stepping in for the Rays, Cedric Mullins. Now the 0-1. And a foul ball. Mantiply, in his 5th season, he throws a curveball, a sinker, a changeup, and he works in a 4-seamer. Battling here as he fouls it away. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Tosses to first. Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
Up next for Tampa Bay, right fielder Johnny DeLuca.
And stepping in is the speedy Johnny DeLuca. Tap foul at the plate.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
That one way inside. The 2-1. Right through there for a strike. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Next pitch is downstairs. Right side. Sosa steps on the bag. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
2 outs, base is empty. Nick Fortes next to hit for the Rays, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
On the ground, right side. On to first. Rays retired in order. It's the Rays 4 and the Blue Jays 2.
Now pitching for
Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Aaron Brooks.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Here's the center fielder, Dalton Varsho. He's already homered in this game.
It's so important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Good job to fight that one off. 0-2 now. Stays alive.
Take a 2-strike changeup that just missed. I think it froze it. He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Got him. And there's one down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, designated hitter.
Vladdy Jr. stepping to the dish now. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. The Jays down by a pair here in the bottom of the 6th.
Inside, ball 1.
That's in at the knees, and it's strike 2. On a line, base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Man at first with one gone. Now the third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. He's already homered here in this one.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ballgame.
And that drops in for a strike. Guerrero stands at first with 1 out. Strike 2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
2 down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, right fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
And here is Jesus Sanchez. Right through there for a strike. 1-2 here.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
And it remains 2-2. That's a
ball
little
three.
bit low.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
3-2 now. Up the middle. Play made. That ends the inning. Blue Jays held in check. They trail it here 4-2.
Now pitching.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Tyler Rogers. He's been so good against lefties. Digging in, Taylor Walls.
Well, both sides equally as strong. So not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
Out to short. Handles, throws to first, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
That's what a good sinker's designed to do. Get a guy to roll over a little bit, hit the ball on the ground, kill some worms while you're at it.
Here's the Rays leadoff hitter, Chandler Simpson, 1 for 3.
Ball 1.
And a 1-1. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for Tampa Bay,
Junior Caminero next to hit for the Rays.
That's a ball.
And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. Pretty close, but it was a ball. So they'll lose their first challenge. The 1-0.
Last 2 pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, you're going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
That one fouled off. Quick move to first.
No,
and he's back
safe.
safely. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. A 2-run homer. And they add on. It's 6-2.
And that shot makes their grip on the lead even tighter.
There was a high slider, but he did a really good job of staying on plane with it, staying slightly above it with his hands. Hit that ball hard, and he got rewarded.
1 down. Now it's the second baseman, Ben Williamson.
Nope. That's inside.
Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Okamoto takes it in for the out. 2
Up
down.
next for Tampa Bay, the designated hitter, Yandy Diaz.
2 down, base is empty. Yandy Diaz next to hit for the Rays.
He hasn't
that's
wanted to
just out.
challenge him both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Out to short, Jimenez. And that is the inning. The Rays with a 2-run homer. It's now 6-2. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Bottom of the 7th, and now for the Jays, Lenny Sosa. The Blue Jays in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. I need a good at bat out of him right here.
Nope. Ball 1.
Close
Nope.
one doesn't get the call. Ball 2. Challenge from behind the dish here. And on further review, it was a strike. They'll keep their remaining challenge. The 1-2. Just misses with that one.
Sometimes you got to fight to get back into an at-bat. Take some tough pitches, even out the count.
And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Blue Jays, shortstop.
Now it's going to be Andres Jimenez.
Outside. That's a ball.
On the ground to first. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. And that is out number 2.
Up next for the Blue Jays, left fielder, Miles.
And the Rays manager making his way towards the mound now as he will make the move. Aaron Brooks will depart. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. New pitcher now, Hunter Biggie.
Gets an opportunity to square off against his former team, so I wouldn't be surprised if he came out a little extra jacked up right here.
Miles Straw next up for the Blue Jays. 1 for 2. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That's back there. He won't get there. That should be extra bases. Around second now, going for 3. The throw to third, and he's out trying for 3. Misplay doesn't cost him. Inning over. It's the Rays 6 and the Blue Jays 2. Back here at Rogers Center, this offense has lifted them to a lead with plenty of hits so far in this one as we look at the spray chart.
Yeah, when a team has this many knocks, a lot of the time it gets clustered to one side or another. Not today. They're hitting it all over the field.
That one finds the zone. 0-1.
Ball. Down. No. Inside.
Up the middle. Tosses to first. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very
Up
difficult
next
to put
for
that ball
Tampa
in the
Bay,
air or get
center
through it.
fielder,
Just bores
Cedric
in on the
Mullins.
hands.
Cedric Mullins getting ready to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. And the first
Ball 1.
pitch misses for ball 1. That clips the corner.
That's a ball.
Slider
That's out.
misses outside. That one lifted to left. 2 up, 2 down.
Up next for Tampa Bay, right fielder, Johnny
Manager out of the
DeLuca.
dugout, and he's going to make a change. Tyler Rogers is done, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with a new pitcher after this break.
Now pitching.
New pitcher now for the Jays, Braden Fisher.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
So digging in, Johnny DeLuca. And first offering is fouled off. Gets the outside corner with that one. Now he's challenging to call strike. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. 2 down, nobody on. Gets him to chase after that one. That misses.
Ball 3.
And that's ball 3. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Nothing doing for Tampa. They lead it 6-2. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. And now for the Jays, Tyler Heineman.
Ball,
Run
that's
that
off
good
the plate.
fastball up on the hitter's inside. If nothing else, it keeps him from diving out over the plate to get those arms extended on the pitch away.
Liner to second and picked on the hop. Slings to first. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Up next for the Blue Jays, second baseman.
Here's the second baseman, Ernie Clement. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Casey Legumina, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Kelly getting cranked up as well. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
Quickly down 0-2 in the count. I think you got to choke up a little bit, spread out the feet. You don't know what the velocity or the location of this next pitch is going to be.
And the 0-2. Chop to first. Valade takes it to the bag. He's out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, center fielder, Dalton Varsho.
2 outs, base is empty. Now the number 2 hitter, Dalton Varsho. Swinging a foul straight back. Here's the 0-1. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. And that one did find the strike zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
And now it's 1-2. Goes down looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. Blue Jays go down in order. They still trail it here. It's 6-2. We go to the ninth, and now the catcher for the Rays, Nick Fortes. This one in the air right field, and there's one down.
Up next for Tampa Bay, shortstop Taylor Walls.
Now it's the shortstop, Taylor Walls. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Bunt attempt, but that goes foul. And the 0-1. Almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Fisher, a 6'4" righty, 180 pounds, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2018.
Ball 2.
That
Ball
one
3.
misses. Ball 3.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. On a bounce. Safe. Man at second. And there's a foul ball. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Up next for Tampa Bay, third baseman.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Junior Caminero.
Aye.
Two on, 1 out. Swing and a ball hammered left field. He's got it. Runner tags from third. He's in on the sac fly. It's 7-2.
Well, he hit that one pretty well. I think it would have been a lot more than a sac fly if not for that nice play by the outfielder to track it down. Good job of getting the run in.
Now up for Tampa Bay, Ben Williamson. And first offering is fouled off. That's to third. And the inning is over. A run, a hit, and a man left. Hard of the order, 3, 4, 5 will get their shot in the bottom of the ninth. It's the Rays 7 and the Blue Jays 2. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Check swing, he held up, and it's 1-0. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Takes it in for the out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, third baseman.
And the batter now, Kazuma Okamoto.
Ball.
That one pushed foul. The 1-1.
Pretty
Nope,
easy to give up
outside.
on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
In for a strike, 2-2. That one just misses. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. One out left for the Blue Jays. And next for Toronto, Jesus Sanchez.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
Next one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're down to their final strike.
Clearly, he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Fights it off. He'll see another. Two down, nobody on. Cut on and miss, struck him out, and that's the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better, makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
7-2 your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.